Welcome back to the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM. Time to take a look at the regional softball scene in South Australia. And joining me from Gawler is the Gawler and District Softball Association President, Veg Ingram, who's been very busy over the last week or so. Great to be back with you, Veg. How did you get on in the Riverland?
Oh, Ellis, the Riverland is fantastic. They host a wonderful event each year, and they didn't disappoint again this year. So the kids had a great time, very excited about how they all went in the competition. And as I said, the Riverland put on a great show. So thank you so much to the Riverland for hosting the Junior State Championships this year.
Junior State Championships being played over in Berri. We'll hear all about how it went later on. But we'll get things going, Veg, as we always do, by discussing the men's representative side. No game last weekend because of the championships being played. So who have they got on Sunday, and how do you see the game going?
Yes, the Giants will be taking on Phantoms, which will prove to be a do-or-die match. So if they win, they progress to the preliminary final, and if they lose, they're out. So the last time the teams played each other, Giants actually won that game. So they will be on fire on Sunday, ready for another showdown. And another good thing about the men's competition, NAMSA, which is the competition they play in, the Northern Area Men's Softball Association, actually competed, put in some junior teams this weekend in the Junior State Championships. And the NAMSA team, which had some Giants representing in that club, ended up taking out the men's competition. So that was fantastic for the boys, the under-18 boys. They won against the Hills in that competition. So that was fantastic to see.
Most definitely. Well, you did touch on the championships being a really well-run event over in Berri on the weekend. So, Veg, tell us how our sides got on, our representative teams. As you say, a very, very well-run tournament, enjoyed by all participants and those who travelled down. So, give us the rundown on exactly what went down.
So Gawler put in 3 teams, an under-14 boys, an under-14 girls, and an under-16 girls. So with our under-14 boys, there are actually only 2 under-14 boys teams entered into the competition this year. So that was Gawler and the Hills. So they actually played in the under-16 girl competition. So that was a bit of an age difference when you've got 10-year-olds playing up against 15-year-olds. But the boys learnt a lot, and they held their own, and they held their head up throughout the tournament, which is great. So obviously competing against some older girls that had a lot more experience. They ended up playing the Hills boys in the final. They lost, but it was a fantastic game to see. So I know all the boys are really keen to get back out in the diamond this weekend and put all those bit more experience and skills into practice this week. The under-14 girls played really well on the weekend. They had 3 wins, 1 draw and 4 losses, and they ended up finishing 3rd on the ladder. But unfortunately, the way the competition ran this year, only 1st and 2nd played off in the final. So Central's bet caught in the grand final. It was a good match, and our girls had a fantastic time that weekend. Pumped up with a lot of sugar and lollies on the bench. So they were raring and lots and lots of loud cheering, which was fantastic to see. So the girls did really well, and they had a ball on the weekend. Now, the under-16 girls, they had a couple of good wins early on against our own boys team, under-14 boys, but also against the Riverland. They drew against Centrals and unfortunately lost against the under-14 Hills boys and West Torrens. And the girls fought hard against West Torrens in the semi-final. But West Torrens' offence was too strong for the girls. They lost 15-0 and they finished 4th overall. But they, again, had a great time on the weekend. Lots of friendships were developed and continued, which was great to see.
Fantastic. Well, Veg, let's cast our eyes towards the finals that's now on the horizon. We've all been looking forward to this point. So we'll take a look at the games that are scheduled to be played this weekend across the mounds in Gawler and the surrounds. So under 14s, Veg, we've got the Kangas up against Trinity Red. Both these sides doing well to get to this point. Give us your tip for who will emerge as the winner.
So the under-14 girls is going to be played at 9 a.m. So this is going to be a really good battle. Both teams have had players representing Gawler in the Junior State Championships last weekend together, and now it's going to be on the other side of the diamond. So that's going to be really interesting to see. So Trinity Red's Josephine Vergara and Kangas Lily Smith both pitched really well last weekend up in Berri. They've gained a lot more experience, so this will be a really good game to watch.
Under 17s, we'll see Giants hosting the Blue Jays. Which way do you reckon this one will go, Veg?
Yeah, so this game's going to be played at 11:30. So Giants finished above Blue Jays on the ladder. Giants may have the upper hand, but will need to keep the momentum going throughout the game and really focus on their offense. Blue Jays have the speed and will be looking for that finals place next weekend. I'm really not sure which way that one will go.
There we go. Well, moving into seniors action in Division 2, we've got the Giants up against the Kangas. What's your tip, Veg?
So, yeah, the Div 2 game's going to be played at 2 o'clock. So, looking back, the way these two teams have played each other throughout the season. So, Giants won the first game 18-7. Kangas won the second, 7 runs to 10. The third game they played was a draw, 5-all, and then Giants won 16-10. So they're fairly high-scoring games in softball terms, and Giants have some experience and youth, but Kangas are definitely a powerhouse. So this one could really go either way.
Fantastic stuff, and to round it all up in Division 1, we've got Kangas Grey up against the Blue Jays. Can't leave without a prediction from you for this one, Veg.
Yeah, so the Div 1's going to be played at 4 o'clock. I am sitting on the fence a little bit with a lot of these games. I don't want to be seen as favouring one team or another. And both of them have just been great throughout the season. And summer games are definitely where you kind of think a team will take the lead. Things can just switch like that, and it's so unpredictable. So these two teams have both won and lost against each other. Kangas Grey are on a high from winning last week against Two Wells, and Blue Jays will be fired up this week and really determined to make it into that grand final next week. So I really don't know about this one. As I say, it could go either way. I like sitting on the fence, I think, with Div 1. You can never pick those games.
All right, well, before we get on to talking about the presentations this weekend, Veg, just tell us, with the makeup of the grand final day, have we got anything special in store for how the schedule's going to run?
No, the schedule's pretty much similar to the way we run the finals this week. So we'll have one diamond running, same as this week. The games will probably be scheduled at similar times. So the under-14s will be at 9, the under-17s will be at 11:30, or half an hour after the previous game finishes, 2 o'clock for the Div 2, and we finish off with the cream of the crop, the Div 1 at 4 o'clock. And then at around 6:30, we end up heading into the club rooms and we have a little bit of a celebration in there, and we award best on grounds and premiership shields. So it's a really good night for people to let their hair down and just relax and really enjoy the season that we've had. So that's pretty much the format for this week. And I think we get pizza as well, so that's always a fun night and just to catch up with old friends.
Well, for all the young players, it's their day of days on Sunday from between 2 and 5 o'clock p.m. It is the Gawler District Softball Association presentation day for season 2022-2023 at Karbeethan Reserve. Veg, I'm sure everyone's looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a fantastic event. Hopefully the weather will be great. We'll just get out there on that front oval. We'll get the speakers out. We're presenting a lot of trophies, both best on ground and runner-up best and fairest, but also awarding trophies for the state championships as well. We also have a number of other trophies that we award. There's a President's Trophy, most runs scored by any team within the club. We have a club award. We have a Scorer's Trophy. So it's just a fantastic day just to celebrate all the members of our association and just highlight a few that have done a really good job throughout the season. So it should be a fun day. Bring chairs and some nibblies and let's just come along and have a few drinks and just have some fun out of the reserve.
Perfect. Well, we wish you all the best for the upcoming action this weekend. There's plenty of it, Veg, and we'll speak to you again next week. That's Veg Ingram, President of the Gawler District Softball Association. Veg, thanks for your time.
Thanks, Ellis. Enjoy your weekend.